Well, it's that time again. It's the International Restaurant and Food Service Show of New York. We're going to go inside and walk around and actually get to take a peek backstage at all the things we don't get to see when we go to a restaurant. There's so much that goes on before we sit down and eat at a restaurant. So owning a restaurant is not cheap. In fact, there's a lot of investment that goes in with it. And let's start right up front here at the restaurant show. How about the dishes and the silverware? Got to get them somewhere. So here are a number of vendors who put together dishes, or they can custom make them with your restaurant's name on them. And then we go back to the kitchen and we see all of the tools that it takes to create the food that we are going to be consuming at some point. And how about the big appliances, the sinks, the plumbing, the water, the refrigeration, the cooking. A lot goes into getting that bowl of soup or that sandwich or that shrimp cocktail. I'm sure this is a familiar name for some people. Making dishes for maybe hundreds of years, mikasa. Anybody need a pizza oven? Well, here's one, and a couple of samples along the way.
Okay, so I'm going to give this a little blend.
One of the instructive parts of the restaurant show are demonstrations on how to prepare food.
Okay, so while this is going,
United Robotics Group.
what I'm going to do is I'm going to heat up my pan right here.
And the chefs and the cooks
I have my pan
come in
heated,
and
but I have my
figure
pasta
out
cooked,
maybe
so I'm
some
going to
new
add
ways
a
to
little bit of oil.
make some of their favorite dishes.
And I'm going to add this bucatini right here.
So Greg, you were telling me a while ago that probably maybe everyone in our audience has had your dressings, but yet they can't go to a store and buy them.
That's correct. So,
tell me the history.
Yeah, so Conway Dressings is about a 150-year-old company now. We're a family-owned company in the 5th generation. It's been the same owners, the same family throughout, so it's kind of an American story. But yeah, we're a food service only provider, but we have a lot of products in restaurants that people have gone to. I'm sure they've eaten our Caesar dressing salad, they've eaten our Italian La Flora, and they may not know it because the restaurant a lot of times will claim it's a homemade recipe and it's their own.
Do you develop all of the flavors in-house, or do you find people who come to you with a great idea for a dressing and you negotiate?
So that's a good question. We have an R&D team, and we develop a lot of our flavors ourselves, but we do definitely solicit customer feedback. So for example, we're working on a few recipes now where we're going to debut kind of drafts, if you will, of those recipes at the NRA show in Chicago in May. And we're going to solicit customer feedback to see what tweaks need to be made and whether or not it's something we wanted to bring into production.
Has there been any uptick in any certain type?
There's pockets, so we get a lot of requests for Green Goddess dressing. We get, of course, there's health conscious. At just this show, we learned that there's a demand for dairy-free dressing. So though we have quite an assortment now, we have a lot of customers come up and approach and ask what's dairy-free right away. So just based on that feedback, we're going to put together a sales slick specific for those recipes for those customers that may be looking for that. They can very quickly identify and then work with their distributor to bring those in.
Well, if I sampled all of your dressings, it looks like I would be here all day. And you said this is only the tip of the iceberg.
It really is, yeah. So Conway Dressings produces over 100 dressings that are under the Conway label. This is 55, I believe. And we make several hundred more specifically for our customers under a private label. Those are their own recipes.
Hey, thanks a lot for coming and introducing me to your dressings. Next time I go to a restaurant, I'll ask where they get their dressings.
Absolutely,
maybe Conway will come up in the conversation.
Very well made.
Thank you.
Thank you, Steve.
We've stumbled upon some rice. Actually, we've stumbled upon June Madison. June, you have a company here that's called the Rice Factory New York. Tell us about it.
We are a small company that started about 4.5 years ago. We're based in Scarsdale, New York. restaurants or consumers. And by doing that, the rice is very chewy and also has a very nice aroma and has a really nice sweetness. So our rice is one of the freshest rices in New York right now.
Yeah, and you've got beautiful packaging. I presume this is for your retail products. Can people buy your stuff in Asian markets or regular general supermarkets?
We do have some supermarkets that have our rice, but since our concept is to keep it as fresh as possible after milling the rice, we have it at Japan Village in Brooklyn, in Dainobu, and also Sunrise Mart. These are all like Japanese supermarkets, and but if you want to have it delivered to your door, we do have an online store at trf.com. So if you want some rice, check out our website.
Does it travel well? Will it go across country and still stay pretty fresh?
We package it so it doesn't get damaged or anything, and also we try to send it out as quickly as possible to maintain the quality.
Thank you very much, June. Appreciate it. Good luck. Tell me what you got here. You've got a product called Nomi, and it's apparently all kinds of different flavors.
Nomi means feel comfortable and feel relaxed.
Japanese image.
Yeah. Where is your product made? Is it imported or do you make it here in the U.S.? Or both?
Is it a soda?
Distributed by JFC International.
I see. And they distribute a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Good. It's very fresh tasting.
Thank you.
Yeah, very good.
Fresh and natural taste.
Yeah, we have green tea, matcha, we have Kyoho grape, we have lychee, green apple, ginger, white peach, and yazoo. How nice. Very good. Well, I hope you have a good show.
Yeah, good.
I'm talking with Olivia Tucker. I spoke with either Olivia or someone from her company so long ago that it skipped my memory. Her company is from Indiana, as am I, and they actually distribute and sell duck to people all over the world, I guess, and especially the U.S., except growing up in Indiana, I don't remember eating much duck. So I guess it's a more recent phenomena. Tell us about your company.
Well, our company started back in 1958. My great-grandfather, Donald Wenzel, started our company. He brought the ducks from Long Island to where the food was. We have all of our local crops that we feed our ducks in Indiana, so we thought, why not bring the ducks where the food is? And that's what started our business, and we've continued that sustainable principle ever since.
Do you just distribute the duck as a, protein, just as meat, or do you actually prepare duck things? Because I see you have some confit and some dumplings and other things. Do you prepare?
Yeah, we have a wide variety of products. We offer everything in both. We have a wide variety of food service products that involve appetizers like we have here that are pre-made and ready to go for the restaurants. We have smoked products like duck bacon. We have fully cooked items that help chefs in the kitchen. We also sell our major items like whole duck and duck breast into retail stores.
I asked this question once a long time ago to someone who had a chicken farm. What do you do with the feathers?
We actually like to say we use everything but the quack at Maple Leaf Farms. Sustainability is the forefront of everything we do. We have a sister company in Grand Rapids, Michigan that produces down pillows and comforters for us. So everything goes to use.
It's very good. It looks delicious. And you do a lot of distribution to Chinese restaurants or Asian.
One of our biggest segments. Our biggest segment is actually bar and grill, but most Asian, different types of Asian cuisines definitely all loop together and make up our number 2 biggest category.
Well, hope you have a good show. Maybe we'll see you again.
Yeah,
I'll probably see you here before I see you in Indiana.
Yeah, probably. Thank you.
I've come across someone here named Plato, who we probably thought was a philosopher from thousands of years ago. But Phil Marion is going to tell us more about what the modern day Plato does in our society and culture.
All right, thanks, Steve. Steve, this is our robot, our food service robot called Play-Doh. And
This robot's used predominantly in kitchens and food service concepts to really run or be a tool to incorporate and help their servers. Right? So in this case, we have it just running food to a certain point, but it can help organizations bus tables. They can use it for events. Really, anything that they wanted to run anything to and from a location.
It kind of speeds up the process that people are doing and taking a lot more time doing.
Well, you know, the idea behind this really was to give the ability, or give the servers the ability to spend more time with guests. You know, have a better experience instead of running back and forth to a kitchen. And that's really our philosophy. That's what we try to do, is just incorporate a tool that could enable wait staff to spend more time with either guests or residents in the senior living.
I was guessing that probably in the restaurant environment, the environment itself pays a lot of attention to how the floor plan is laid out and how the space is before they could get a robot to navigate the obstacles.
So, you know, the floor plan is really important, right? That's actually part of what we do by way of the construction of the robot via cameras and some radar. We have the ability to almost go out and create a digital map. So we can actually read the whole area, come up with a map, and then we allow the people that we're going to provide the robot to just give us the destinations where they want it.
Oh, good. Yeah. Good. Well, thank you very much. As I told you, I had my first two in-restaurant robotic experiences this past year.
Wow.
So
good for you.
And I think there were robots here 1 or 2 years ago, but this is the first time I've seen you folks.
I think you're going to start to see more and more of the robots out there.
All right. Hey,
Steve,
thanks very much. My pleasure. Part of the restaurant show every year, even though it's in New York, actually features products and services that are actually made in New York, and they have their own pavilion here at the restaurant show called Taste of New York. And here we have some New York cheeses, some New York juices, some wonderful barbecue sauces. We have some oils, more sauces, candies.
How are you?
Good. Coffees, teas. And we're talking to Jake Burdick, and he's given me some delightful sake to try from
Hyde Park, New York. So
Hyde Park. Poughkeepsie? Poughkeepsie, right.
Yeah, so the
Culinary
Hudson
Institute.
Valley, yes,
Sure.
exactly, next to the Culinary.
Yeah.
Dasai started way back in the early 90s. They make only Junmai Daigenjo sake. This is from the Yamaguchi Prefecture in Japan. Dasai Blue was born just last year in 2023 in September. The brewery just opened in Hyde Park. This is a conception collaboration with the Culinary Institute to bring sake to the United States.
It seems like it'd be here for a long time.
Yeah. So they wanted
but how competitive is it?
Yeah, they wanted to produce it in America. So in that collaboration with the Culinary Institute, they're looking to shape the culinary landscape and just infuse sake more into cuisine in America.
What about the ingredients? Are they imported or are they grown domestically as well?
So right now we're getting the rice from Japan, the Yamada Nishiki. Soon for the launch of the 35, the rice will actually be sourced from Arkansas.
Oh, okay.
So that'll be a fully American-made product.
Yeah, Arkansas is full of rice.
Correct.
Good. Well, it tastes delicious. Thank you very much.
Steve.
Good luck with it. Well, now that we've had our tour of New York food products and services, we're going to head out of the restaurant show for this year. If we would go right next door to where I am now, there's the Coffee Fest, which is specializes in coffees, hot chocolates, teas, and all of that. We covered that show last year as well. This year we're going to cut it short and stick to just the restaurant side of things. But it's been fun, and there's a lot of people out here. Next year, we understand there's been a change of format, and it's just called the New York Restaurant Show, and it's going to be March of 2025, and we'll probably be here.